Welcome to The Creative Influencer, where we discuss all things creative with an emphasis on influencers. The Creative Influencer is hosted by John Pfeiffer. John is an entertainment attorney in Santa Monica, California, who represents influencers and other creatives.
This is the second Minisode of the 7th season of the Creative Influencer podcast. Today we're going to start our discussion of influencer management agreements. We're starting with management contracts because an unfavorable management agreement can bind an influencer to working with that manager for several years. The first person to join an influencer's team is generally the manager. And the agreement that I am most often asked by an influencer to help them get out of is their first management agreement. Why is that? Because too often an influencer is so happy to have a manager, they don't choose wisely. The influencer/manager relationship, at its best, is a partnership. Not a partnership in the legal sense, but a partnership in a working sense. The influencer and manager are a team, and the team should share the same vision. This means they have to talk about where the influencer wants to take her career. Does the influencer want a merchandise line? Does she want to publish a book or books? Does she want to travel? The groundwork should be laid at the beginning of the relationship. Did I mention this is a relationship and you need to talk? What the influencer does not want to have happen is for her career to stall due to a lack of vision, or worse, to be taken advantage of by the person they rely on the most, their manager. So what are the red flags to look out for? Managers who don't return their calls. Managers who don't listen. Managers who want to be in control of everything. The role of the manager is to help the influencer grow her brand. Remember, this is a partnership, not a dictatorship. The talent should be in control, not the other way around. If the manager presents the management agreement on a take-it-or-leave-it basis, don't walk away. Run. In this management agreement series, we'll look at the typical length of the management agreement. How long do they last? What is the term of the agreement? Is there a trial period? Does the agreement automatically renew? Then we'll discuss how to end a management agreement. Can the agreement be terminated if the fit isn't what the influencer had hoped for? Or worse yet, what can be done if the manager isn't doing his job? Next, we'll look at the scope of the representation. What does the manager do, and what are they contractually obligated to do? Do they have the authority to bind an influencer to participate in a deal they don't want to do? What is the legal relationship between the parties? How the manager is compensated during the term of the agreement. Is the compensation limited to active income versus passive income like AdSense? What about compensation on a non-cash deal? For example, what happens when an influencer is given a car to drive to Coachella? What about compensation after the agreement is terminated? Do commissions continue on existing deals? What about commissions from deals with brands that the influencer worked on during the term, but then the brand brings another deal after termination? Next, we'll look at confidentiality, non-disparagement, and indemnification. Finally, we'll discuss conflict resolution. In other words, how are disputes between a manager and influencer resolved? Hang on, we're in for a ride on the management agreement.
That's it for this time. If you enjoyed our podcast, please write a review on iTunes and tell your friends to subscribe. If you have any questions about influencers or suggestions for future episodes, email them to John at Pfeiffer@pfeifferlaw.com. Thank you for listening.